everyone, welcome. I hope that you're doing really well today. These lights are so bright. These lights are bright.
Hi everyone, welcome. I hope that you're doing really well today. I am coming to you. I thought we would do a get ready with me, a chit chat. I wanted to give you an update on my daughter. And yeah, so I thought, why not? I have some time. Let's do some videos. All right, so if you would like to get ready with me, grab you something to drink and let's get to it. Let's fix this face. I went shopping yesterday with my daughter and granddaughter, and they had mugs on sale, excuse me, at Target. And this one says, "Don't quit your daydream." It's cute, right? I'll show you the other ones later. Really cute. I have already done everything to my face. I did, and I'm just stressing the importance of sunscreen. I use my Josie Marin moisturizer with 47 sunscreen, and I have let that sink into my skin. I used my Smashbox spray primer water, and of course I used the Tarte to fill in some of my pores. Now I am going to go in with the Shiseido BB Sport. This one is more water resistant, so if you are active outside especially, then this would be one for you. You wouldn't have to worry about it. I do prefer the tinted one. This is 50 plus SPF. It is so important to use sunscreen. I'm going to put my hair out of my face. I have not done anything. I like to use this brush that I got at Walmart. Now, this is the medium tint. I found this down here. This is the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit. So I thought, you know what, I need to use that up. I was so upset last night. It's been a rough couple weeks. We'll get into all that. And then last night I was like, I had a really good day, the better day I've had in a week. A week yesterday, actually. Had a really good day. I got to spend over half my day with my daughter and granddaughter. You know, that makes the world a better place. So I came home and I thought, oh, bless Jack's heart. He's been so amazing. Maybe I'll be like a little bit of the old me. We had dinner, and because everything's been so crazy and messed up, we usually like to watch something we've DVR'd so we can watch it together. Finished dinner up, finished watching our show. I had told him, I said, you know, I want to go down. There's some things I want to do because I want to film first thing in the morning. I was getting ready to come down here to go to bed, let Zoe out for the night, you know, let her potty, and then we were going to go to bed. I'm walking in the kitchen to clean it up before I leave. It sounds like somebody has an automatic machine gun in our deer pen. I turned and looked at him, and he looked at me, and he said, "Oh my gosh." And I said, "What is that?" I should say today is Saturday, July the 7th. And I'm like, "What is that?" And he's like, that guy, which we've had a lot of trouble with certain people that have fields adjacent to us. They have beautiful Dobermans, and this is not breed. I'm not breed bullying, because I have had Rotties, I have had Dobermans. I think the only aggressive dog that I have not had is a pit bull, and that's just because I've always had a different kind of dog. Rottie, I never thought I'd own anything other than a Rottie, to be honest, but here we are. So it's not like I'm picking on a breed. It's the owners, not the breed, people. It's the owners, not the breed. So I told Jack, I said, you've got to go get in the deer pen, because as crazy as it sounds, a lot of times if we just go and we're just there, we don't have to do anything, it calms the ones down that are nervous from, you know, whatever's going on. I want to try this new L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted scented eyeshadow. I've used this once, so I thought I would share the experience with you all again. let you see how much fallout there is. If it's worth the fallout for the pigment, it does wear nicely, I will tell you that. I'm going to start with this color. So I stayed in the house with Chief so Jack could take, you know, as long as he wanted. Chief is pretty trustworthy, but you never know. He has really bad separation anxiety sometimes. What I was saying before about the dogs, the owner lets them run the deer fence and scare our deer to death. That's cruel. That's cruel. And we've talked to him about it and he thinks it's funny. So that tells you the mentality of these people that think it's funny to scare animals. Next I'm going to go into this color right here. I meant to put some dry shampoo in my hair and I forgot. Oh, Rudy, the one that's pregnant, the little piebald doe, she, when they started with the fireworks, she came flying down off the hill, and she has, her little face has some cuts on it. She hit the fence, and Ozzy hit the fence, and he hit it so hard it broke his neck, and he died. He dropped dead right there. So needless to say, Jack was devastated. So I hung out with him for, I don't even know what time I came down to go to bed, let Zoe out, and I was laid down, and I was like, everything like from the past 2 weeks was going through my brain, and I was like, I cannot go to sleep. Get a smaller brush just into my crease. I want to deepen it, just a little crease definition right here. He's waiting. DNR have to come and take a report on the buck, and then Department of Ag has to come, because anytime you lose a herd, you lose some. If you lose a deer out of your herd, it has to be tested. So then we have a Department of Ag coming to do that, and since we're under Department of Ag now, he's just going to go ahead and do our pen inspection while he's here, because we're due in a month or so anyway. So he asked Jack, he said, is that a problem? And Jack said no. He said, we stay legal year round, it doesn't matter. So I told Jack, I said, I'm going to make videos. He said, yeah, because I don't want you up there when we're doing all that. I don't want to be up there when they're doing all that. I know it's part of it. My heart can't take it when it comes to animals. It just can't. Just going to go in with a smaller flat shader brush. This is from Coastal Scents. This is BRCN51. If you don't like to use natural bristle brushes, they do make this exact brush, and it's just going to be S51 for synthetic. But I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to go into this color and this color, and I'm putting it right on the very inner part of my eye. Okay. You can hardly see that I did anything. I'm going to take like a concealer brush. I'm going to take a little bit, and I'm just going to carve out, because that just didn't show up very much. And this is the Ulta concealer brush. I like it because it comes up. Sometimes I want that, sometimes I don't. And I'm kind of keeping my eye closed. I just want this to get kind of tacky. It's about to that point, not wet, but I don't want it to transfer up. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm loading my brush up again, tapping it off. I'm just going to take this color. I haven't used it yet, but it looks beautiful. So I want to try this color. Okay, that's really the first fallout I've had from any of these shadows. So I'm going to take my small MUA, I got this at CVS brush. I'm going to take a mixture of these two colors, and I am going to just blend, use it to blend the edges on that. I'm going to share good news first. Yes, the bad news. I am going to share with you that not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, my daughter completed her time at Health South, and she got to go home upon evaluation that she would have to do outpatient physical therapy 3 times a week. But they didn't send her back until yesterday. She went for her evaluation for the outpatient physical therapy at the facility. And it's really close to my mom's, so it's close. I'm very happy about that. So she went yesterday to be evaluated, and she blew them away. Like what was on her evaluation when she left just a week and 2 days before, you know, it was crazy. She can move her toes now. She's driving. It didn't affect her right side, so there was no reason for her not to be able to drive. But she did so well, and she's improved so much. Her toes don't drop anymore. She can walk without the walker, without her brace. She told him that she did not want to become physically dependent on that, and that was one reason that she wasn't using it. So we were overjoyed with that. She only has to go twice a week. Her husband was able to go. He went back to church. He went back to work. If y'all can follow half of this, it's going to be amazing. Okay, I tried to make this video the other day, and it was doomy and gloomy. I mean, there's going to be times that I have a really rough time with life, but I don't want it to be that way all the time, because I want to spread positivity and hope and faith and love, and I just didn't like that video. This week I did pick up these two, the L'Oreal Infallible Stick Foundation, and also the Maybelline Super Stay Multi-Use Foundation Stick. I've used this. This will be my 4th day, and a lot of that is because with the Maybelline, I know you come to me for advice all the time, and with love in my heart I tell you, get rid of this little spongy thing. Nobody wants to use that. You can't wash it, and give us a little more. With this foundation from Maybelline, you get 0.25 ounces, and with I've used this L'Oreal Infallible once, you get 0.32. So take away the sponge and give us a little more product. And this is in shade 220. I don't know why I went so ham with my self-tan. I was way too dark. Way too dark. And I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk sponge to pounce that in. Truly was amazing after over a month being able to go up and shop with my daughter and granddaughter again. See how nicely that blended right in. They have come such a long way with drugstore makeup. It's amazing. Last Tuesday, the day before my daughter was released from the rehabilitation center, one of my childhood friends, he was in a horrible motorcycle accident. So this is the text that the pastor's wife sent me when they were leaving the hospital. We just left. JJ has lots of injuries but will recover. His injury has surgery in the morning for his broken pelvis. Doing a CAT scan tonight on his back, probably broken bones there. Has two chest tubes in, collapsed lungs, stitches in his head, and lots of road rash. But he is awake and coherent. He cannot remember the accident. But the lady that was with him is not in good shape. She's on a ventilator and unresponsive, waiting on the rest of her family to arrive. Her name is, I'm not going to say that. She is 70 years old, and JJ was taking her to meet her other family members and then go on to spend 3 weeks in Colorado. He used to ride with her and her husband. Her husband passed away a few months ago. So he was taking her. It was on his way for his vacation. So he was taking her to meet family. And they had this accident. Her blood pressure, last I heard was a few days ago, her blood pressure started going up. I don't know how she is. JJ, they were able to stand him, but he has not walking yet. So he will probably end up in the same facility that my daughter was in back here. I will tell you that I've been using this Rimmel. I got this. This is Rimmel Instamatte Fix and Matte Translucent Powder. I picked this up because I love the Rimmel Stay Matte, and I thought, I'm going to give this a try. I have been using this just like this. Just go in with this big Sephora brush that I love. But Eco Tools makes one for a fraction of the price. So last week I was dreading this past Monday. The 2nd would have been my daughter's 32nd birthday. I guess it was. She just celebrated in heaven, not with me. So I was kind of dreading it. Friday. I really don't know how to say this, and I'm going to say it, even though I feel like I have a better grip on myself right now than I did. I'm going to tell you this before I do my eye makeup. So if I cut off and come back, my daughter went for her post-op visit on June the 15th. She left the rehabilitation center. My son-in-law and granddaughter took her to meet with her surgeon to have her staples removed and to get the pathology report. So it was good. Staples came out. Everything, the incision looked good. Staples came out. The surgeon said, you know, the pathology report was good, that he was leaving the next week, taking a year and doing work for underprivileged. He is very good at what he does in the operating room. He said he wanted her to refer her to oncology and possibly radiology, depending on what they decided to do, because a lot of times with tumors, they have found that if you treat it with either a 4 to 6 month time period with radiation or chemotherapy, that it won't come back. He wanted them to think, if before her appointment with the oncologist, if they wanted to do either one of those, which Jackie and I had talked about when I was staying with her when she was still in Ruby. And she said that she had read some stories that people did that. And, you know, if she had the choice, she wanted to do more research and talk to more people, because it was kind of half and half. People that did radiology, people that did chemo. She hadn't really seen there to be a big difference. It had just been really good results. Or her surgeon said that she could do what they've done for the past 6.5 years and just monitor with MRIs. We found out 6.5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that she had the brain tumor. It did nothing, not even through her pregnancy. It didn't grow. It didn't do anything. Her last annual MRI was October 2017, and it was fine. It had not changed. It had not done anything. And then fast forward to 8 months later, it had grown, and she was having a lot of issues. Long story short, she ended up back through a neurologist, ended back up with her neurosurgeon, and he did his own testing and found that it had in fact grown a lot. Therefore, that's why she had the surgery on May the 31st. It happened to be, ironically, the last day of Brain Tumor Awareness Month. And then after that appointment was over, you know, we were all so thankful and celebrating, happy. She went back to finish her rehabilitation at Health South, because she had another 2 weeks after that. Was it 2 weeks? She had another 1.5 weeks of rehabilitation. Went a little ham with the blush there, Trish. Gotta fix it. Friday was her appointment with the oncologist, and then with her family doctor. So I hadn't heard from her, and that was not the norm. So I sent her a text, which I really felt stupid for later, but I think I said, I hope you're having an amazing day. Because in my gut, I felt like something was wrong. And so later that evening, I had left Mom's and I was on my way home. I was on the interstate. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to call that little booger and see why she isn't. And I was afraid she had a really bad headache because they started again. I had hoped the surgery would take it away, but no luck with that. So I called her and, you know, your mama, you know your kid's voice. And I said, oh, baby, I can tell you have a headache. I'm so sorry. You know you don't have to answer when I call if you have a headache. Text me or call me when you can. It's not a big deal. And she goes, no. She said, I'm fine. She said, I needed to call you, but I couldn't. Okay, what's up? And she said, well, Mom, she said, Kennedy is in the room, which is code for she can't say a lot. And usually she has the phone on speakerphone, so I can't say a lot. She said, I met with the oncologist today. She said, we went down today. And I said, okay. I said, and what was his suggestion? Because I very much respect my daughter and her husband's privacy as a couple to make decisions. They don't take things lightly. And I knew that they had come to the best decision for them. And she would tell me when she was ready whether they were going to go one of the 3 ways that the surgeon had recommended, the chemo, the radiation, or wait and watch for MRIs. Wait and watch on MRIs. And she said, well, and I heard a crack in her voice. She said, well, Mom, you know the thing that, and I'm not going to say her surgeon's name, but surgeon said that it wasn't. Yeah, it is. And I know how I felt at that moment. I pulled over. I had to pull over. And I didn't say anything. And she said, are you okay? And she's sobbing. And I won't cry in front of her. It's my job to be strong. I said, baby, I just don't know what to say. I don't understand. Your surgeon, and I'm thinking this whole time, she and her husband went in there with my granddaughter and they were thinking, I hope I'm making the right decision on this preventative of the tumor coming back. And, you know, I just imagine the look on my baby girl's face when it hit her that he was saying that she has brain cancer. That's the first time I've said that out loud. So she kind of pulled herself together and, you know, she said, Mom, I told him, she said, surgeon told me that it wasn't the C word and that, you know, that I was coming to you to look at my options as a preventative, that a lot of people after surgery wanted to go the extra step and do whatever measure, take whatever measure they could to prevent having to go through this again. And she said, Mom, I was hysterical. I was sitting there. I was crying so hard I could not breathe. She said, I was crying so hard that I could not breathe. Her husband is consoling her. He gets frustrated with her because she's so upset. And he leans kind of into his desk and folds his arms in front of him and leans on his desk and he says, if you didn't have cancer, you wouldn't be here. Well, she said, there is good news. And I honestly, I know that our brain protects us when we just can't. And I said, good news. And she said, I went to her family doctor. And she said, obviously, when I went in, she could tell that I was just so upset. And she said, so I told her what had happened. And she said she was furious. And the doctor, the oncologist, and I know that they have to distance themselves from patients, but good grief. He had told her that he didn't need to see her back for about 3 more weeks. So her family doctor, she's like furious. And she said, you are not, she said, you don't go back there. She said, what? I mean, she was irate, which, of course, her surgeon is out of the country now for a year, so I don't know where to go. I mean, she's still in shock. I think, honestly, I think we're all still in shock. The doctor said, well, I know the doctor that runs Cleveland Clinic. I think she meant the neurology part of Cleveland Clinic. I don't think she meant the whole. Nevertheless, let me get a hold of him. By the time Jackie got home, her doctor called her, and she said, I talked to him. He wants to see you. He's going to call you and talk to you. Within 10 minutes, the doctor from Cleveland Clinic called and spoke with Jackie and told her he wanted to see her Thursday. So this past Thursday, they went up and met with 2 different teams. Now, I went to get several records from Ruby for Jackie, and she took 2 DVDs full of records with her, but they want more, and they also want tissue so their pathology department can test it. So then after they get the tissue sample from Ruby, get some more of the MRIs that Ruby didn't include for some reason, they're going to get together with their team and they're going to come up with a plan. We'll know a lot more after they get all of the information that they need. Because I'm tired and I have not been sleeping, I'm going to add just a little pop of color just to brighten my under eye. This is NYX. This is Satin Blue. Goes right into my lash line. It was several days before I shared that with anybody. I just had to get a hold of it myself. And but those of you that have checked on me and reached out and been there, I appreciate you so much. You all have given me and my family so much love and support, and I just wanted to share what was going on. Like I said, still in shock, so I did a lot of thinking in those days without having to worry about anybody's reaction. I've always had anxiety and depression, but since we lost Sam, it's been so much worse, and I can't be still and let that take over. You know what I mean? Like, I have to stay busy. I have to stay focused on, even if it's something as insignificant as makeup. I was planning on not doing YouTube. She's in treatment, or if she needs help or not. I don't know. I just kind of felt guilty. And she's like, don't you dare. She said, don't you dare not do it. She said, I would be so upset. She had 2 appointments after she met with them, and they were on their way home. She called me, and it was just something in her voice. And I just got this peace. I still, if I let my mind go in a dark place, I will totally freak out. I can't do it. I can't think of the treatments or anything like that. It's one day at a time. I don't know what it was, but something happened in her voice at that time that just, I don't know. And then being around her yesterday and seeing how really amazing she's doing. I'm going to use the LA Girl Ultimate Lip. This is amazing. I'm going to use Ciate London's Glitter Flip in Undressed. But I have been going over it with these Maybelline Vivid Hot Lip Lacquers. This one is in Tease. Since I started putting videos up again after my daughter's surgery, I'm going to go through. I used to do a video on replying to comments. I'm going to do that for at least the first couple ones because I want to get caught up. So I'll probably film a couple of those. I wanted to get ready, distract myself playing with some makeup while I shared with you an update and just let you know what's going on. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.